Hey Bass Fanatics, Den Haring here. Welcome back to my channel, Fish Den 365. It's been a while since we've had a video. I apologize for that. I was on a business trip in the UK and I just got back on Friday. Today is Labor Day, and today we're going to talk about frog fishing a little bit. So about 2 months ago, maybe almost 3 now, I did a review on a frog called the Teckel Honker frog. And today I was out on Lake Nakamixin fishing that frog, and I had a few other trips with the frog, and I thought I'd share some video with you on how I'm doing with the frog and talk a little bit about when that frog is effective and when maybe to put it down. But it's a really good tool for fishing certain circumstances. It makes a lot of noise, so I like that aspect of it under the right conditions. Today we had those conditions. We had some good fish caught on the frog today, and I enjoy fishing frogs, as you know. One of these fish that I caught was in a canoe, and that is even more challenging because you're not standing up, and I'm throwing these frogs in thick lily pads, so you got to get a good hook set on them, and then you got to reap them to the boat, because if you let them get down in those pads on you, forget it, you're going to lose them. So that was an interesting trip with the canoe, but I caught a nice bass. You can see that in the video. Way. Finally. It's trying to work for him, but we got a good one there on the Teckel Honker frog. You think he wanted it? Into the depths. So take a look. You can see a couple of good fish catches and some blow-ups and some misses and some fish that got off along the way. Yes. That's what we're talking about, folks. Yeah. Teckel Honker frog right there. Look at that pig. That's a good one. Did you hear that explosion? I don't know if you could see it on the camera angle, but this thing just blew up on it. Look at the gut on that fish. That's the kind we're looking for, folks. Beautiful fish. Let's put them back. Got her from. All right. I'm letting you go. Back in the pads where she belongs. hand-to-hand combat with the Teckel frog. It's a blast, folks. I just love fishing pads. I like the frog, the topwater frog bite. It's physical, it's visual, and when it's on, it gets a good quality fish. Not a bad one there. So what I've been learning about the Teckel Honker frog is that, you know, it makes a lot of noise. There's conditions where I think it really shines. Of course, you got to let the bass tell you this, because you can never really predict how they're going to behave fully. Sometimes they want to be very aggressive, and sometimes that's not predictable when that is. And so when bass are aggressive, this is a great bait to throw because of the noise it makes and the way it works. So it floats at rest. It's just like any other frog, but as you can see on the back of this frog, it's got two metal feet that spin. They look like little duck feet or something, and they spin around, but when they're spinning, they bang into each other and clang. And as they're clanging and banging, they also spit some water out the back. So it churns up the water some, and it makes some noise. So you can fish this thing like a buzz toad, like a toad, but you could also fish it like a frog in pads and real thick cover where you can stop and go with it. You can walk it too. It's a little harder to walk because of those feet on the back, but if you have a real subtle rod action, you can make it walk back and forth, and you can certainly make it pop because of the way that nose is face down. The frog sits like an attitude like this, nose face down, so you can make that thing pop as you're going through, and it looks like an injured bait fish or something like that. So today, I got up early this morning and it looked like it was going to be, you know, some bad storms, and sure enough, we had a bad electrical storm down here, I don't know, around 8:30, maybe 9 o'clock, I'm not sure anymore. And so I waited it out. I got down here 11:30. It's 4:55 now. I'm on my way home. And we had a couple drops of water, but nothing much. But we did have a strong wind coming out of the northwest most of the day. And that wind was rolling right into some of the pads that I was fishing. And that's when I think this frog, with the noise that it makes, can be an advantage, because it can call the fish up a little bit. They can hear that from a little bit of a distance and get their attention. They can focus in on it and go and get it. And today, the blow-ups that I had on it, when the wind blew, they were very aggressive. The first fish I caught was probably a 5-pounder, and it just blew up all over it. And then I had several other blow-ups and catches. And then as the day went on, the wind died down, and as that wind died down, the frog bite died down too. They were still hitting the frog, but they were missing it. They weren't getting it really good. They were popping it out of the water. They were just kind of playing with it. They didn't really. They were reacting to it, but they weren't taking it like the first few hours that I was fishing, where they were just golfing that thing down. So conditions changed. That's how fishing is, and that's how it goes sometimes. I didn't bother changing because I had to leave. I'm going to be seeing my dad tonight, make sure he's okay. So I need some water. Sorry. So I didn't worry about it. I just fished it. And I caught another one a little later, even though they weren't biting the same way. But if I was here fishing a tournament or a competition, I probably would have changed to some other kind of frog, maybe to a frog that made less noise, that was a little more subtle in its action. Maybe even one of the Copper's live target mice lures, or the Savage Gear mouse that I like so much. Maybe that would have been a better choice, a much more subtler presentation in the pad. But man, when that wind was blowing, they wanted it. So and it's a pressured lake here. They see a lot of lures, a lot of baits. So it kind of makes sense that they might be a little shy with the noise, unless they're extremely aggressive. So that's how my day went today, and I enjoyed getting out. It's been a while. Work's been busy, and out again soon, and when I do, I'll make another video at that point. But I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification, because if you do that, you'll get a reminder. It's a little bell symbol. You'll get a reminder of when my next video, it'll actually tell you when the next video is ready for you to watch. So by hitting that, you get a notification, and if you've got an interest in my videos and what I'm talking and teaching, then that thing will help you quite a bit. So again, we're all about the art and science of fishing, especially bass fishing. We're certified Bassified, and hope to see you on the water. May God bless your fishing endeavor.